We gotta talk about the Pandemonium clone. This kind of ride is criminally underrated and honestly might be the best clone that Six Flags has ever made. Maybe. See, the Pandemonium clones are super small and compact Gerstlauer spinning coasters that quite frankly are family coasters. These things don't look like much, they're puny compared to virtually every coaster at the parks they're at, but they often end up being better than most of those coasters. So let's dive deep into the ride itself. I'm gonna start by talking about the history of the Pandemonium, then I'm gonna go over the ride experience, and finally I'm gonna end the video off by comparing it to other popular clones in the Six Flags chain. So as previously established, the Pandemonium clones are Gerstlauer spinning coasters, and as the name implies, a clone is a model of coaster that has been rebuilt in the exact same way multiple times. But even though I'm saying these coasters are clones, they're not actually all the same. This is going to be a little technical, but stay with me here. When I refer to the Pandemonium clone, I'm actually referring to a handful of models. These models are all variants on the 420-4 model, which was the first model of spinning coaster Gerstlauer ever made, and it's not named after the weed day. The original Gerstlauer spinning coaster was the Timberland coaster, now known as the Fairly Odd Coaster, which is operating inside the Nickelodeon Universe Park, which is inside the Mall of America. This coaster opened in 2004, and it was the first coaster to use the 420-4 model. Less than a month after it opened, another coaster opened using the 420-4 model. This coaster was spinning dragons at Worlds of Fun, and it is exactly the same as the Fairly Odd Coaster. 1 year after Spinning Dragons opened, Six Flags opened their first Gerstlauer spinner with Mr. Six's Pandemonium, now just Pandemonium, at Six Flags New England. I want to take a moment here to say that these coasters being themed to Mr. Six makes them so much more fun. I never rode them when they were named this, but man alive, it's just such a better theme. Anyway, this was the first and only coaster to use the 420-4 variant model. The next 3 coasters that Six Flags bought all utilized the 420-4 extended model. These coasters were Tony Hawk's Big Spin at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, Tony Hawk's Big Spin at Six Flags St. Louis, and Tony Hawk's Big Spin at Six Flags Over Texas, now all named Pandemonium. Six Flags is yet again showing off its naming prowess with these coasters. So what's the difference with all the models? Not much. The 420-4 model is the base for all of these, and all of them apply the if it's not broke, don't fix it mindset, because none of them actually changed the layout in any significant way. The 420-4 variant model seen on the Pandemonium at Six Flags New England lowered the entire layout so parts of it could be in trenches, although the station height was not changed, which led to the lift being 22% or 12 feet shorter. The changes made to the extended version are similarly boring. All that was changed on that version was the station location. These small changes are why I consider these coasters clones. Before I started research on this video, honestly, I couldn't have told you that they were different. They're all so incredibly similar. So now let's go over the ride experience. These coasters start with a speedy lift hill, and that's followed by a funky curve drop. On paper, this is a super lame drop, but you're kinda sorta spinning throughout it, so it's actually pretty good. After that, you go into a pretty standard Wild Mouse type set of switchbacks. This section is meant to get the car spinning, but it's kinda hit or miss in that regard. Last time I rode one of these, I was spinning by myself, and this section got me spinning, but when I've ridden with other people in the car, it's like 50-50 if I'm gonna be spinning or not. The following helix is really fun and creates a very unique sensation, but the helix that follows that helix delivers the same sensation but better. After that is a small brake run that doesn't really slow you down, and then a turn that has a few small airtime hills that don't really deliver airtime. I don't think they're designed to deliver airtime though, I think they're designed to make the car spin more. The section that follows is the best part of the ride. It's a super sudden drop followed by a powerful airtime hill that comes out of nowhere. Both of these elements are super unexpected, and that's because you're spinning and you can't really see what's coming up next. The airtime on these hills isn't insane by like giga standards, but it's pretty wild for a family coaster. After the airtime is a helix and then you hit the brakes, but this isn't where the ride ends because you'll continue to spin until you basically get back into the station. Honestly, this is a really good all-around ride experience, and it's wildly re-rideable because the spinning makes every ride different. So now that you're familiar with the ride experience and all the other fun stuff, let's have this coaster battle it out with some of the other popular clones throughout the Six Flags chain. First into the battle arena is the Vekoma Boomerang model. Boomerangs suck and are insanely rough. Pandemoniums are essentially the opposite of that because they don't suck and they're crazy smooth, so the Pandemonium easily wins this fight. Next up is the S&S Free Spin model. This model and the Pandemonium give off the same flat ride on on Wheels vibe. They're both out of control and spin you around, albeit in different ways. I think the SNS free spin coasters, or Jokers as I refer to them, are more intense than the Pandemonium, but Pandemonium does more throughout its layout, delivering a wider variety of forces. So Pandemonium wins this one, but it's really close. Next up is Batman, and I'll be honest, this one's just unfair. Batman is a massive, incredibly intense B&M invert, and Pandemonium is a family spinning coaster. This one isn't even close, and Batman wins by a landslide. Finally, Mr. Freeze, and this one's even more unfair than Batman. Obviously, Mr. Freeze wins, and to see more about Mr. Freeze, my review is right there.